Hello and welcome back to another video, or welcome if you are new here. So today I wanted to talk about my favorite, Booktok books that I binged in like 48 to 72 hours. And these are books that are not Coho. However, it was because of her that I really got into reading, and it all started with It Ends With Us. And I'm not ashamed to admit that. I know like a lot of people, I don't know, don't really like her books, but I really like them. So yeah, because of her I've been reading and I love it. So anyways, I've just grabbed a few books from my, how many do I have here? Six books from my bookshelf, and I'm going to do a quick little, I guess, summary of each of them. So one of the recent ones that I read was Co-worker. If you've read, and I've got them in my pile, the housemaid books, I think you would like the Co-worker as well. So the Co-worker is about two women basically set in an office scene, and one of them goes missing. And then like the whole book is sort of like around that, what happened to her, and you find out like background information. So if this became a movie, it could actually be really good if the right actors were used. The storyline like really hooks you. I was at work and I was like, yeah, I need to get home and finish this book. So the woman that's meant to be kind of like odd, her name is Dawn. She's sort of meant to be like a little bit not all socially there. She dresses a little bit like old school, nerdy, and she's the one that goes missing. And then the other co-worker is Natalie. So she's like beautiful, perfect, she's really good at her job. So it sort of like follows her, but then there's also chapters where it's from like Dawn's point of view. So this is really good. I rate this like, okay, look, my rating is probably like a 3.8 or 3.7 out of 5, but it's good in the sense of like the storyline is there, it really hooks you, and super easy to read. So the next one is The Housemaid. Now I read this one like 6 months ago, so I'm going to have to read the blurb, all parts of the blurb. So it's about the housemaid, it's her point of view, but then later throughout the book there's elements of it where it's like about the wife called Nina. So it says, every day I clean the Winchester's beautiful house. I collect their daughter from school and I cook a delicious meal for the whole family before heading up to eat alone in my tiny room on the top floor. I try to ignore how Nina makes a mess just to watch me clean it up, how she tells strange lies about her own daughter, and how her husband seems more broken every day. Yada yada. I try one of Nina's pristine white dresses and she soon finds out. And by the time I realize my bedroom door only locks from the outside, it's far too late. So I read this one in like 2 days. It's really good. It's like, it's one of those stories where like towards the end you find out more things and it just like hooks you in, and it's just crazy. So this one as well, I'll probably rate it like a 3.8, but a really good read. And then after that one, we've got The Housemaid's Secret. So she's looking for a job and she starts working for a man called, what was it, Douglas, in his like, it's like a penthouse, I assume. And she barely sees the wife, and like the housemaid normally like notices little things, or she feels like she can hear noises from the room, or she's like hearing the door creak a bit open from where the wife lives. And it's just like, how do I explain this book? You think is happening, it's sort of not. There's like so much more to it. And I read this book on the plane when we were going to London, I think. So I think I read it in like 4 hours because I took a bit of a break. But I think I still like the first one a little bit better than this one. This one's still good, probably like a 3.6. But I love Frida's like thriller books. I've just purchased her Teacher one that I'm going to probably start reading in the next couple of days. And now the rom-coms. So I loved The Icebreaker by Hannah Grace. Like, this is spicy, and I can't even explain my book crush. No, not my book crush, sorry. My book boyfriend crush that I had on Nate. So Anastasia, she sort of like can't stand Nate, but then there's this like sexual tension and like all of that unravels. So after this I read Wildfire, which was like really good as well. And I think, oh, what's it called, the next one? It's the purple one. It's coming in like June or July, I can't remember, but it's part of the Maple Hills like series. Cannot wait for that one. I think Hannah Grace, I just love her. Like, she's just good at writing spicy, and like, look, I'm not afraid to admit it, I love rom-com spicy books. Okay, when you like love a book so much and you don't think you could ever find something that you love as much, and then you do, and that was this one. This was my book club book with my friend not long ago, and this one like honestly had my heart. So this is like, if you've read Things We Never Got Over, it's kind of giving that, but with that one I feel like it took me half the book to get into it. This one took me like, I don't know, I feel like that much, or maybe like a little bit more. So Piper and Brendan, love them. So Brendan is like your standard sort of like small town fisherman. I mean, you can literally tell by this photo here, and that's literally how I pictured him. Oh, you probably can't see it that well. And then Piper is from LA. She's girly, heels, makeup, blonde hair. So they're like bipolar opposites, and it's just about them two. And again, spicy rom-com. She's going back to LA. He lives in Westport, which is like a small fisherman's town. So it's sort of like a fun-loving book, and she also like reconnects with her, I guess, family's past, and she's sort of like torn between the life she had because she was like famous, like proper, we're talking like social media famous, so people are cheering for her, but then her heart is sort of in Westport. So really, really good book. And again, when you just think it can't get better, this is the one. This is officially my favorite book ever, hands down. If there's a better book than this, please tell me, because I need to read it. This like first page, honestly, I opened it and I was like, I'm about to binge this. I thought I loved It Happened Last Summer, but hook, line and sinker, holy hell. So Hannah is Piper's sister from the other book, and Fox is Brendan's best friend. So this sort of follows on after that book. So Hannah goes back to LA, and then that's where the story starts. So Fox and Hannah, they are mentioned a few times in the other book, but all we know is like, I think they spent a day together and that's it. So Fox is like a big time player. He's really attractive. He doesn't want a girlfriend. He doesn't want nice stands. Whereas Hannah, she's a really good girl. She's into her music. She's loyal, and she's just all around super sweet. So they're meant to be friends. She's meant to be staying with him when she comes back to Westport, and it just all like slowly builds up from there. But this book, like page one, just hooks you in. You really just want to, you don't even want to finish the book because it's so good. I like how it's not like straight into it, and as in like the spiciness and their relationship, but also it doesn't take too long for them to build up to it, if that makes sense. Sometimes you have to read like more than half the book until something happens, but other times it's way too quick. So this, like, I would give this like 100 out of 10 if I could, like best book ever. So anyways, those are the 6 books that I binged pretty quickly. I am now going to start reading, like I said, the teacher book, and I think I've got one called The Husband's Secret. I like to sort of like go between a rom-com, psychological thriller, rom-com, and then like back and forth, just to sort of take a break from specific storylines. I also have a Goodreads account, so if you do as well, please follow me. I'll put the link below. I just want to, I think I've got like 4 followers on there, so, or 4 people that I follow, and I really love scrolling on there and just like seeing what people are reading, or seeing like books that people want to read. So if you chuck me a follow, I will follow you back. And yeah, so if you've come this far into the video, like 15, no, was it 15 minutes, 10 minutes, I can't tell. Thank you so much for watching. I'm not a really good book reviewer, but I love talking about books. Me and my friend have a monthly book club where we will just like talk about the book, answer a few questions, find images of like the characters that we think they look like. So I think just so fun. If I could, I would honestly open up like a coffee / bookshop and I would be the happiest person ever. Anyways, I'm rambling. So thank you so much for watching this video and I'll see you guys next time.